Sampling with replacement. When I say sampling, I mean I've got a bag of things. In this case, it's a bag of marbles with 6 blue marbles and 2 red marbles. And I'm going to sample. I'm going to take one out and I'm going to look at the colour. And then I'll do the same for another marble. And I can figure out the chance that I get, both blue marbles, for example, or at least one blue marble. It depends though, doesn't it, if I put the marble back in the bag. If I pull out a marble and look at the colour, and it's blue, well now there's a smaller chance that the next marble is going to be blue because one of them is sitting in my hand. But if I put the marble back in the bag and shuffle the bag up, well now the chance will be the same every single time I pull a marble out. And that is what I mean by with replacement. You pull out a marble, you look at the colour, and you put it back in the bag. You replace it in the bag. That is what I mean when I say with replacement. So let's figure out the chance of drawing at least one blue marble with replacement. To do this, a good way to do it is with a tree diagram. So we have a tree diagram here. This is the first experiment, or the first step, which is the first marble. And there are 2 outcomes for the first marble. It could either be blue or red. They're not equally likely. You can see it's pretty likely that it's going to be a blue marble because there are so many of them. So let's put the chance that it's a blue marble here. The probability of drawing a blue marble out of these is 6 out of 8. The probability of drawing a red marble is 2 out of 8. And now we can go to the next step, or the second experiment, which is the second marble. If we drew a blue the first time, well, we could still draw either a blue or a red. And if we drew a red the first time, the second one could still be blue or red. But the probabilities, will they be different? It says with replacement, which means I'm putting the marble back in the bag. So, let's say the first one is blue, and I look at it and I inspect it and say, oh yes, that's a blue marble. And then I put it back in the bag. So there are still 6 blue marbles in the bag, and still 8 marbles in total. So the chance of drawing another blue is still 6 over 8. You can imagine this might be different if we didn't put the marble back in the bag. That is what we'll see later. Anyway, so the probabilities are actually the same. If I draw a blue first and inspect it and put it back, well, there'll still be 2 red marbles and still 8 marbles in total, so 2 out of 8 will be the chance of drawing a red marble here. And it's the same for a red marble. If I draw a red marble and inspect it and put it back, that doesn't change the probability the next time I pick a marble out of the bag. Okay, well now we can start figuring out the probability of ending up in each of these situations. What is the probability that I draw a blue and then another blue? Well, you'll follow the chain and multiply these things together. 6 out of 8 times 6 out of 8, which is 6 times 6 is 36, 8 times 8 is 64. I'll leave it unsimplified for now. And the next one, the chance of getting a blue marble first and then a red marble, is the probability of getting a blue here multiplied by the chance of getting a red down here, 6 out of 8 times 2 out of 8, and so on. So to figure out this one, it's 2 out of 8 times 6 out of 8, which is, again, 12 over 64, and the last one is 2 out of 8 times 2 out of 8, which is 4 out of 64. Well, now we can finally answer the question. What is the chance of drawing at least one blue marble with replacement? We can look at these 4 situations at the end and look at which ones end up with at least one blue marble. Here, I drew a blue and then a blue. Do I have at least one blue marble? Yes, I have 2. And this one, I've got a blue and then a red. Do I have at least one blue marble? Yes, I got it up here. And in this third situation, I got a red first and then a blue. Did I get at least one blue? Yes. And finally, I've got a red and then a red. Did I get at least one blue marble here? No, I just got red marbles. So the probability that I get at least one blue is all of these 3 probabilities added together, because these 3 outcomes, with their matching probabilities, Give me the event that I want, the event of getting at least one blue. So I add together 36 out of 64 by 12 out of 64, and then add another 12 out of 64. 36 plus 12 is 48. 48 plus 12 is 60. Once you've got your answer, well then of course when you're presenting your final answer, it's a good idea to simplify it. We can see that there is a number that goes into 60, which also goes into 64. So we can simplify it. In this case, maybe I should have simplified it. Let's simplify it. I can divide them both by 4. 60 divided by 4 is 15. 64 divided by 4 is 16. So the chance is 15 out of 16. And if you put that on your calculator, you'll see that it's about 93.75% chance. Wow, it is very, very likely that you'll get at least one blue marble. In the next video, which will look very similar, we will look at the probability that in the scenario where you do it without replacement. In other words, where you take the marble, you look at it, and you don't put it back in the bag. All right, good luck with the questions. Let me know if you need a hand. And I hope this has been helpful. Bye, everyone.